what to do and what not to do. Today we'll discuss about generator checks which we have to do before starting a generator. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Synchronise and welcome to my channel Basic Marine Engineering. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, what checks we are going to do before starting a generator. Before starting a generator, we should always have an idea what the generator condition has been. Let's say you have not been on the ship and someone else has been there and you have no idea what was the condition. If that is the scenario, then what I will suggest you to open the generator, not the entire generator, open the crankcase, turn the generator on flywheel or turning gear and understand what exactly is wrong. If you have some doubt which you are getting, then you can do one thing is you can start opening more things and check. If everything is fine, if it's a routine checkup, if it's a routine running condition, everything is working fine, then you might do routine checks. Okay, let's say you want to start a generator. You can start a generator either from ECR or you can start it locally. If you want to start from ECR, there is a switch there which you have to press. There will be a start button. Go on the generator panel which you want to start. Let's say number 1, number 2, number 3 generator is there. Let's say number 2 generator you want to start, and you go to that generator panel. You will have a start switch either on the PMS module which is there, or you will have a start switch somewhere. But ideally you should not start from the ECR unless and until some emergency is there. Okay, you want to start, you should always try to start from locally. Go to local panel, take it from remote to local. Okay, and then you can go ahead and do the primary checks. First check is you have to understand the generator condition. For that, what you will do, first of all, you will check if lube oil is there inside. You will check the dipstick, remove the dipstick, clean the dipstick, insert the dipstick again, and then when you see the level, that is the actual level. So that check you will do first. Second, you will check the other oils which is there. The governor oil, the pedestal bearing oil, the turbocharger oil. Normally turbocharger might be running through crankcase oil, so that is the time you might not have oil for that. Otherwise you will have oil on both sides. Okay, so check these oils. Then you check for other connections which are there, like cooling water connection. Normally cooling water is contained, but still check if cooling water is the inside. If not, then open the valves and make sure you do the connections properly. Then you check for starting air. If starting air was not used for a long time, what you can do is drain the line. If there is a possibility, drain the line and then open the valve. Okay, so do that. Then you can check the fuel oil lines. Normally generator starting stopping, if it was stopped condition, it will be from diesel oil. So start stop you should do from diesel oil. If it was stopped for a long period of time, if it was running and if it has the mechanism to start and stop on heavy oil, then you can do that. Okay, line up accordingly. Then what you have to do is turn the engine on turning gear or flywheel. That is the time you will open the indicator cock and turn the engine on flywheel. Now when you are turning the engine on flywheel, try to feel if you are getting some difficulty in turning. If you feel some jerky movement is there, some scratchy movement is there, then there is a concern which you have to check into. Now once you have done that, then what you do, don't close the indicator cock, do blow through. Why you do blow through? Blow through is done basically to find out if there is any kind of leakages inside. Either jacket water could be leaking or you could have some fuel dripping from the injector. So this is the time which you can identify very well what something is wrong. We have to understand one thing, we cannot compress liquids, and if liquid is present inside and generator tries to rotate, it will not able to compress. The idea of the chamber is just to compress air and some amount of oil is there obviously. Okay, so that check you will do. So when you are going to do blow through, you will make sure that the fuel is cut off. How to cut off fuel? You go to the control lever or the starting lever and bring it to stop condition. Okay, in that way what you are doing, you are cutting off the oil. Then what you do, indicator cocks are open, press start with the help of your starting air valve, keep the spring valve hold it, and at that point of time you check at the indicator valves. So some sound will come of the air gushing out. Okay, once you get that, you will able to see if there is something coming out. If slight moisture you can see, don't panic. Okay, don't panic. What you do, give another kick, small kick, and try to see whether it was just the condensate which was there. Normally it's a condensate which is there. If you have a lot of water coming out, then there is a concern. Better to report and take the required action. Okay, once you have done that, that means everything is fine. Now you can close the indicator cocks, indicator valve you can close, and then you can bring the lever, starting lever to run position, and then you can start the generator. Before starting the generator also, another good idea is take a round of the generator just to see if there are any leakages. That anyway is visible when you are going to do all the lineup of the other lines which you are doing. That is the time you might able to see those things also, but still it's a good thing that to keep in mind. Okay, then Also make sure that the priming pump is running. Okay, before you even give a blow through kick, make sure the priming pump is running. 0.3 bar or 0.2 bar pressure will be there, and it is there in auto. Okay, so once everything is confirmed, then you can start the generator. Once you start the generator, check the pressures. Okay, check all the pressures, your lube oil pressure, your jacket water pressure, your cooling water pressure, your boost air pressure. Check all those things. Then what you can do is also wait for some time and check the temperatures also, your exhaust temperatures, your cooling water temperature, your your fuel oil temperature, fuel oil pressure, all these things you check. Again, take another round, take a small round, see if there are any kind of leakages. Okay, then what you do, again make sure you check the lube oil level. Now lube oil level on the dipstick will have minimum and maximum. My suggestion, my advice always is to maintain a particular level. Okay, now just because the dipstick will have minimum and maximum doesn't mean you can keep you can treat it like a fuel tank, like how we do for our car. We fuel it to the maximum and then wait till it reaches to the minimum. So don't do that. Try between the minimum and maximum there could be 3 lines. So on that ship what is maintained, you check that which line is maintained, make sure you maintain that only. Now why you have to do that? Basically, suppose tomorrow some leakages happen, then you will not come to know whether the leakage is happening. People will assume that maybe the level is now down, reached down. So what will happen is if any kind of issue is there, you will realize after a very long time. So make sure you maintain a certain level. So check that level and try to maintain that level. Then what you do, you have checked everything, all the parameters are fine, all the there is no leakages. So then you go to your local panel and the switch from local to remote you put. Why you have to do that is because when you go to ECR for synchronizing, you will not able to synchronize, and that's the reason you have to put it right now only, otherwise there is no issue. You will have to come down and change over the switch. Okay, so after you've done that, go to ECR, then you have to do synchronizing. But before doing synchronizing, what you have to do is you have to wait for some time. Don't directly synchronize. The turbocharger has to warm up. Okay, turbocharger has to warm up. So what you do, you wait for some time, let the temperature come around 100 degrees, 150 degrees, or what you can do, wait for around 10-15 minutes. After you have done that, what you can do is you can start synchronizing. Now to understand synchronizing, I have already explained in another video with the students. You can go and see my video. It's a very good video which I have explained while I was on ship. So you can go and see that part. Okay. After that, after you have done the synchronizing, what you can do is you will run the generator. Let's say now maybe the job what was required, whatever the extra kilowatt, extra power which was required is done. Now you want to stop the generator. What I will tell you is, first what you will do, you will try to offload deload from the generator which is supposed to be stopped to the bus bar generator. You will try to offload. Now many a times what people do is they bring it directly to zero when you're doing it manually. If you're doing it automatically, it's fine. There is no issue. That thing will be taken care by the module itself, by the PMS itself. So here now what will happen is when you're doing it manually, don't try to bring the kilowatt to zero. What can happen is many a times when you bring it down to zero, and if some pump or some compressor cuts off, that is the time what can happen is the load sharing will bring it below zero, and you can have a reverse power trip, or sometimes if it doesn't happen, then it's a bigger problem for us. So that's the reason I will advise you, don't bring it to zero, bring it to around 30-40 kilowatt, and then you can directly open the breaker. Okay, after you have done that, don't directly stop the generator. Wait for some time, wait for the turbocharger to cool down. So around again 10-15 minutes, or you can see the temperature goes down below 200 degrees, you are free to close the or stop the generator. Stopping of the generator doesn't matter from where you do. You can do it locally, or you can also do it from ECR. But my advice is to do it from ECR, because many a times what happens is you offload one generator, and when you go down to stop it locally, you stop some other generator, and many a times people cause blackouts. So to avoid that, better you stop the generator from ECR, and it doesn't make any difference if you stop here or you stop locally. Okay. If I have missed out something, if you have some special tips, you can write down below. If you like this video, please make sure you share it and give a thumbs up. Do watch the video, and do watch my other videos also. Till my next video, best of luck, take care, thank you.